June 2026, and also a brand new week. So we're going to have a very good month and a very good week. And let's go straight into the business that we have come here to do. And Nigerian sprint hurdling sensation Tobi Amusan continue an impressive 2026 season with a commanding victory in the women's 100 meters hurdles at the Rabat Diamond League on Sunday. The 29-year-old Olympic and world champion powered to the finish line in 12.28 seconds, equaling her season's best time and stamped her authority on the event. Amusan's strong performance reaffirms her position as one of the world's top hurdlers as she builds momentum towards the major championships later this year. Bahamian athlete Devlin Charlton finished second in 12.40 seconds, while Dutch hurdler Nadian Visser claimed third place with a time of 12.47 seconds. The wins marks another significant milestone for the Nigerian star on the Diamond League circuit. Amusan has shown remarkable consistency this season, and her latest results in Rabat highlights her sharp form and readiness for the high-stakes competition ahead. Widely regarded as Africa's premier female hurdler, Amusan's victory in Morocco adds to a growing collection of strong performances in 2026 and will likely boost her confidence as she targets more titles on the international stage. And Great Britain's Max Bogan powered clear of a world-class feat to win the 800 meter at the Diamond League meeting in Morocco. The 24-year-old crossed the line in 1 minute and 42.98 seconds, first finishing Olympic champion Emmanuel Wanyonyi second in 1 minute 43.56 seconds, and Algeria's Slimani Moula was third, while Ireland's Mark English came 11th in 1 minute 45 seconds. Elsewhere, Great Britain Matthew Hudson Smith finished second in 400 meter in 44.25 seconds behind the USA Jacori Patterson, who ran a meeting record of 44.11 seconds. American Kenny Bednarek blew away the rest of the field as he cruised to a victory in the 200 meter in 19.69 seconds, with Olympic champion Leslie Tebogo of Botswana in second. Own favourite Soufiane El Bakali capped the evening with style in a world-leading time of 7 minutes 12:57.25 seconds as he won the men's 300 meter steeplechase. El Bakali secured his 5th consecutive victory at the Rabat meeting, while Frederick Rupert broke the European record to finish second in 7 minutes 57.8 seconds. Georgie Beamish, the New Zealander who created a real shock by beating El Bakali to gold at last year's World Championship in Tokyo, finished a distant 13th. And to the French Open in tennis, where the stars are losing out, and probably are going to have a new winner in Roland Garros at the end of this tournament. And Brazilian rising star João Fonseca showcased his title credentials by grinding out a 4-set victory over two-time finalist Casper Ruud to book a space in the French Open quarterfinals. The 19-year-old, who had fought back from 2 sets down to win his previous 2 matches, proved his coming-of-age third-round win over Novak Djokovic was no fluke by overpowering the 15th seed to win a bruising match 7-5, 7-6, 5-7, 6-2. It capped off another astonished day in Paris, where the next generation made their mark with Fonseca's fellow 19-year-old Rafael Jordan and Czech Jakub Mensik, 20, who is 20 years old, also reaching the last 8 at a major for the first time. Taken to the decider by Andrei Rublev after leading 2-0, Mensik broke the 11th seed in the 8th game of the 5th set and later saved 2 break points before closing out the win to set up his quarterfinal meeting with Fonseca. Spaniard Jordan will face second seed Alexander Zverev, the oldest player in a half of the draw, by nearly a decade after beating compatriot Pablo Carreño Busta 4-6, 4-6, 6-1, 6-2, 6-2, 6-2. Amid the excitement of the youth, world number 3 Zverev underlined his status as favorite for the men's singles title with a clean-cut straight-set win over Jasper de Jong, which sent him through to the quarterfinals at Roland Garros for the 6th consecutive year. Victor Wembanyama scored 22 points as San Antonio Spurs beat defending champions the Oklahoma City Thunder 111-103 to reach the NBA Finals for the first time since 2014, where they will face the New York Knicks. San Antonio coach Milt Johnson had called on Wembanyama to score more than 20 points after a disappointing showing in Game 5. An inspired 28-point haul by the 22-year-old Frenchman on Friday helped level the best-of-7 series at 3-3 and save his childhood dream, which is now within touching distance. Let's quickly listen to Victor Wembanyama after that winning match against Oklahoma City Thunder.
Winning the Larry O'Brien is a childhood dream, and having a real shot at it, having a chance, tangible chance at winning it, at realizing a dream, it's a chance. It's a lifetime chance, you never know when it's going to happen again. But it's, the day we win it, speaking for myself, it's going to be an amazing day of realization of a dream. It's hard to put into words. It's almost like the meaning of my life.
Vic, along those lines,
that was an emotional Wembanyama after the Game 7 of the NBA. And the Spurs last won the NBA showpiece in 2014, while the Knicks will compete in the finals for the first time in 27 years. It will be a rematch of the 1999 NBA finals, which San Antonio won in 5 games for their first of the 5 NBA championship. Having scored 41 points in Game 1 and 33 points in Game 4, and the number of 1 pick in the 2023 draft showed in the deciding 2 matches why he was one of the most coveted picks since LeBron James in 2003. The NBA Finals will begin on June 3 with a possible Game 7 finale on 19th of June. Ethiopia's Mamu Lama and Silnat Pitwe emerged champions in the elite men's and women's category respectively at the 11th Okwekpe International 10-kilometer road race held over the weekend in Edo State. Lama claimed victory in the men's elite race after crossing the finishing line in 29 minutes 37 seconds to secure the top prize of $15,000. Fellow Ethiopian Aroge Getehen finished closely behind in 29 minutes 39 seconds, while Kenya's Maxon Kingetic placed third with a time of 29 minutes 58 seconds. In the women's elite category, Pitwe delivered an impressive performance to win in 34 minutes 18 seconds, edging compatriots My Heart Kasau by just 1 second. Kasau finished second in 34 minutes 19 seconds, while Kenya's Friday Ndinda came third in 34 minutes 50 seconds. Plateau State athletes dominated the Nigerian elite men's category, sweeping the podium finish. Raymond Elia Gyang secured first place with a time of 30 minutes 29 seconds ahead of Boy James, who clocked 30 minutes 40 seconds, while Sunday Roadshark finished third in 30 minutes 44 seconds. In the Nigeria's elite women's category, Patient Delop emerged victorious after posting a time of 36 minutes 42 seconds. Abusoros Thomas finished second in 36 minutes 51 seconds, while Vivian Netjitwe came third place in 37 minutes 42 seconds. Beyond the official prize money awarded by the organizers, philanthropist Peter Dunia announced additional cash rewards for the top Nigerian winners. Winners in both men's and women categories received 3 million for first place, 2 million for second place, and 1 million naira for the third place. Nigeria's under-17 women's national team, the Flamingos, delivered another dominant performance on Saturday, thrashing Guinea 6-0 in Ikene to seal an emphatic 11-0 aggregate victory and advanced to the next round of the 2026 FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup qualifiers. Having already secured a commanding 5-0 win in the first leg, the Flamingos show no signs of easing off as they overwhelmed their West African opponents once again in front of their home supporters. The Nigerian side controlled proceedings from the opening whistle, displaying their attacking quality and clinical finishing to add 6 more goals and complete one of the most convincing aggregate victories of the qualifying series. The result underlines the Flamingos' status as one of the strongest teams in the African qualifiers as they continue their quest for a place at the 2026 FIDA Under-17 Women's World Cup. With the comprehensive victory, Nigeria now progresses to the next round, where they will face the Under-17 girls of Benin Republic, who also secure qualification after overcoming Sierra Leone in their match. And they booked their place in the next round of the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup after completing an emphatic 5-1 aggregate victory over Sierra Leone. The Beniners sealed qualification on Saturday with a 2-1 win over Sierra Leone in the second leg, having already established a commanding 3-0 advantage from the first leg. Nigerian Flamingos are one of the African strongest teams at youth level will now face a confident Benin side that arrives on the back of an impressive aggregate triumph over Sierra Leone. The dates and venue for the two-legged encounter are expected to be announced by the Confederation of African Football (CAF) in due course. Head coach Justin Madugu has unveiled a 23-player squad for the Super Falcons' upcoming international friendly doubleheader against Senegal as Nigeria continues preparations for the 2026 African Cup of Nations (WAFCON). The squad is led by Captain Rasheedat Ajibade, star goalkeeper Chiamaka Nnadozie, and veteran forward Asisat Oshoala. It also features the return of experienced players including midfielder Ngozi Okobi Okeogene, forward Francisca Odega and Gift Monday, foreign-based talent Plezunko from Belarus and Kafayat Shitu from Turkey and call-ups, while several home-based and other overseas players have been included to strengthen the squad. Notable inclusions are the home-based goalkeeper Andelan Ngbechi, England-based defender Rofiat Imoran, Israel-based defender Sikratu Issa, as well as Tosin Dimeyin, Alimatu Ainde, Tony Payne, Folashade Jamilusi, and Joy Omewa. Christy Ucheibe, Shukurat Oladipo, and Omorin Solababejide have also been selected. The Super Falcons will face Senegal in two friendly matches at the Remo Star Sports Complex in Ikene Remo. First match is on Thursday, June 5, while the second one will come up on Sunday, June 8. Both games serves as crucial preparation for 2026 WAFCON scheduled to take place in Morocco from July 25 to August 16. Legendary Manchester United defender Rio Ferdinand has backed the Arsenal team to recover from the UEFA Champions League final defeat. Once again, Arsenal suffered Champions League final outbreak after going down to Paris Saint-Germain on penalties in Budapest, Hungary. Despite taking the 6th-minute lead through Kai Havertz, PSG equalized in the second half through Ousmane Dembele penalty before the Parisians went on to win 4-3 on penalty shootout. It's now back-to-back Champions League title success for PSG and our most successful French club in the competition. Reflecting on Arsenal campaign, Ferdinand urged the Gunners players to focus on the bigger picture, and he said, "You've got to reflect and look at this." I said, "Yes, there's disappointment, and yes, it's hard to take on the night. To lose on the penalties is difficult, but you know what? The bigger pictures is you won the Premier League. What an achievement after 22 years." And the final shot on today's edition is Strasbourg Sport forward Paul Onuachu has won the Turkish Super League Goal of the Season award. He won the award for a spectacular scissors kicks finish in Trabzonspor 4-2 victory over Fatih Karagümrük last September. And this is where I say bye-bye on today's edition of Premier Sports on Premier FM. I'll be your host, Olumide Ogunbinst, saying do have a lovely week.